Welcome to episode 6 of Sheev's Throne Room podcast. This week we're joined with Adrian and Shawn, as usual, and then we got a new guest. We got Brittany on, our first female guest.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Brittany, why don't you introduce yourself and just give a little bit of a brief...
What?
Yeah, just give a little bit of
Okay.
a brief breakdown of what you experienced with Star Wars.
Okay. My name's Brittany. I've seen all of the main movies. And I know nothing about Star Wars.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. I watched 10 minutes of The Mandalorian and shut it off and never revisited it.
And what did you think of those 10 minutes?
I was so bored. And I felt like I wasn't catching any reference that was being made. Because I wasn't.
Reference.
I feel like there is. Or okay, then it was just boring. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, The Mandalorian pulls a lot of the call outs are to things that you would probably have to be a little bit more into outside of the movie series.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd
And
have to watch Clone Wars, you'd have to watch Rebels.
Yeah, I will not be doing that.
Read some books, maybe dug into some of the additional lore behind Mandalore and all that kind of stuff.
But even then, it was created as Disney's flagship thing for Disney
No, I know.
Plus. So
Yeah.
I understand. But I mean, maybe one day I'll give it another shot, mainly just to be on this podcast, so I don't feel left out.
I'm kind of curious, like what would it take for the Mandalorian to hook you? Like what would you have to see within the next 1 to 2 episodes if
Jake
you were to sit
Gyllenhaal.
down and watch? Well, we know that.
No.
The audience doesn't know
Listen,
that,
I've moved on. It's Harry Styles now.
but
I would love him in Star Wars. I'm not even joking.
actually,
Yeah,
I'd be
didn't
into
he
that.
try out for Han Solo for the Solo movie?
Yeah, he was in the running.
Fucking morons didn't take him. I hate him. Why do you like this franchise?
So anyway, this is gonna be the last episode that Brittany's on.
Yeah, I feel like the average. No, not average. No, yeah, maybe even average. And average and up Star Wars fan would fucking hate me and my opinions about Star Wars.
I mean, but we're all average to above average Star Wars fans, and we don't hate you. Okay. Well, I can't speak for everyone
They may not
clearly
be.
here.
They may not be in this episode, but
Apparently, your roommate's not as into the idea of you not being
Who,
into Star
Adrian?
Wars.
I don't
Who?
know. I'm
Names.
just kidding. I don't know.
Okay, first and last names and addresses. Just let me know.
I'll give you their social too.
No, you come with receipts.
Absolutely.
I literally don't know what my purpose is going to be here. I just genuinely wanted to be included.
Oh, you're fulfilling that purpose already.
Yeah. This is by far probably the funniest we've well, no, I
That's
can't.
No, don't
No,
give.
we've
no.
actually, yeah.
No.
There was the one
I'm
episode I
funny.
wasn't on. Yeah, there was one episode I wasn't on that was actually pretty funny. So
Okay, but I'm on this one, so.
bar is high. The bar is high, but I'm sure you'll clear it.
So what's your general view of the Star Wars fandom as what you would
Oh, I
consider
think
an
they're
asset?
toxic pieces of shit.
Okay, cool.
Like,
cool.
Why would you bully like the thing that you love? I don't get it.
I
like
don't
why
get it
would
either.
you actively go out and ruin people's lives who have been in Star Wars just because you don't fucking morons.
'Cause you-
Disgusting, dumbass motherfuckers. If you're a Star Wars fan, I hate you. I hate you.
Because you follow Twitter drama more than anyone, I guess.
Yeah.
And so you would see all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
pretty...
I remember nope, maybe I don't remember. There was like a photo shoot or something. And like what's her name? Daisy
Ridley?
Is it Ridley?
Yeah. She wasn't like smiling in a photo. And like all of the comments were like shitting on her for not smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look like a bitch. Like, what? I
Yep.
literally I couldn't believe it. I hate you guys. I hate you all.
Did you read up on any of the drama around Kelly Marie Tran and her playing Rose in Star Wars?
To be fair, I fucking hated her character, but literally it has nothing to do with her being Asian. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
you're
I
just
wasn't
racist.
shocked at all. I literally was not shocked at all.
Yeah.
And also you can't fucking blame the person playing them because she did a good job. I
Mhm.
just think it was fucking stupid.
It was just a dumb character direction
It
for
wasn't. Yeah.
everything.
And
Yeah,
she
so
did
you have the director, not her.
like I'd like you to like read a part for Star Wars and them offer it to you and you'd be like, "No, thank you. No, I will not be taking it because I don't like this character very much."
She's one of the reasons
Stupid.
why I'm so excited about Rhea. The movie.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
the main character, and I'm like, cool. She actually gets a
Oh no
looks
way.
like she gets a role that would actually
She'll give
do
fans
actually.
that don't hate her guts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be like 6-year-olds and me.
Yeah.
You put yourself in that category.
As a 6-year-old, yeah, please.
Yeah.
Um,
He still plays with Star Wars Legos. Haven't you heard?
I mean,
I
come on, who
don't play
doesn't?
with them. I just I put them
The
on my
video games.
shelves and the video games. Those things don't
Didn't-
move off my shelves unless I'm dusting.
I know this is another episode.
There's no way you dust.
I do dust. I have little spray cans and
I
stuff. Like,
can't imagine you do. Oh, okay.
We've
I see.
established that Cuck and I are almost identical in a lot of ways, and if I dust, he definitely dusts.
yeah, but Shawn, you don't want to see my room.
I don't-
My room is a living chaos.
Yeah. Have you
No,
seen
yeah,
him like
that's-
pan over his camera? It's a nightmare.
No, I don't pay attention to that.
I
I generally feel
clean-
uncomfortable when people show me their rooms because it's never up to my standards.
I clean everything outside of my room to the standard of like other people will be using this, but my room is my space and therefore it's a chaos.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's not chaos.
Um,
It's filth. That's okay.
So
I mean, I
know
have a
this is like
snack box
another.
beside it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I know this is another episode, but have you looked at any of the custom, like modded original creations for some of the, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on this? For like the new Lego sets that aren't actually like haven't been created yet for, the Light of the Jedi storyline and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I've seen some of them. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of custom minifigs and stuff like that, but I do like the like if they use within the ecosystem of Lego rather than like making their own parts to put on Lego. I'm not a fan
Right.
of like modded stuff. But if it's just like, hey, this is what I pulled out of my bin and I made this and
Yeah.
it looks like Elzar Man. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Not my thing, but you go for it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I like the official stuff, unless it's like, or they did some stuff at Celebration that they made very specifically really well done custom minifigures and stuff like that you can get, and I'm like, I could see myself getting one of those, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I asked only because I found I found a vector
Ooh,
set
would
that
be
someone
cool.
had put together. Yeah, it was. You could definitely tell it was using the parts that they had.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a perfect replica. Still pretty good. That I was kind of fooled for a hot second. I was like, that looks like it's almost official, and then I was like, oh, it's definitely not official because
Yeah.
like there's no way. But like it was good. It was good. It was close.
There's
So,
one I saw on subreddit. There's this past like 2 months ago,
mhm.
a new TIE fighter came out and they modded it to be using the parts within the box, nothing else, to be a TIE interceptor, and it looked actually really good. I'm like, oh, I would
Nice.
consider buying another X-wing or sorry, TIE fighter just to make an interceptor because that looks legitimately good. Anyway,
Anywho,
Brittany, what do you think about collecting Star Wars paraphernalia? I'm curious because you legitimately are like I would consider like general audience.
I mean, I think I personally don't really collect anything, so I have a hard time understanding people's obsession with it. But I don't think there's anything wrong collecting the shit that you like, as long as it's not like hoarding.
Yeah,
It's gonna be Cuck in a few years.
dude. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Like
The
whenever
Star Wars thing from 10 years ago? No, I'm gonna keep it.
I mean,
Like-
yeah, but
I'll watch
it's worth something.
videos of
That's
people
true.
who collect things that I like. So I don't think there's any problem with like people who collect Star Wars stuff. But I just feel like you're more likely to be that fan that's like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's a
I don't
thing.
know.
There's a section of the fandom called the Fandom Menace, and they are cancer.
They actually call themselves that?
They call themselves the Fandom Menace.
Yikes.
The
Oh,
Fandom Menace.
fandom?
Yeah,
Fandom
yeah,
minutes?
yeah,
Ew.
yeah,
That's lame.
yeah. And they're like, it's like the Fandom Menace to restore pre-Disney canon or something like that. And it's like,
My
what?
God.
Wow.
They are the ones that. So when Gina
Wait,
Carano.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
We don't want Kylo Ren? Out of your mind. Out of your mind.
That's kind of. They are the ones that were. So when Gina Carano first put on the show, they were calling it an SJW move, and then the moment that she was fired from the show, they were all rallied behind her. That's what the kind of people they are.
Oh God. So they're just contrary to be contrary.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who is that lady? Oh,
Gina Carano. She's a Mandalorian, and then she got fired.
yeah. Because she was like, not wearing a mask is like being a Jew or something like that, right?
Did something to that effect. I think what
Like, just like being a Jew
she-
in the Holocaust. No, being a.
Republican is like being
Yeah,
a Jew in the
that's
Holocaust.
sorry.
Yeah.
Same thing. I said not wearing a mask.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd fix that one.
No, it's the same thing.
All right, time to edit. Just kidding. That was fun. So the point of this episode was we had one, bring Brittany on, and two was to talk a little bit about the inspirations behind Star Wars, and I also wanted Adrian to talk about a little bit of just his experience with production in general. His sister has an A&E show. I'm going to plug that.
Stop.
He
Born
famously,
the way.
yeah, he famously knocked over a tower Jenga in it. So he has more experience on sets and stuff like that than any of us do.
Not a
So
lot. But
On set, his living room.
yeah,
my
his literally his
living room.
living room. But you also
It's a
went to film school and stuff like that.
basic college.
Because I'm pretty sure you went to the
stuff.
film school that George Lucas went to.
No, I didn't. I just
Oh
did.
my God, did you
I
know
didn't-
him?
No.
No,
No, I
sorry,
didn't-
that
I
was
didn't get
that was
that far in
Mac.
film
That was
school.
Mac. Sorry,
Yeah, that was Mac. Different person.
one of our other friends.
No, my film experience is a lot less than that, but it's
It's
something.
still more than us.
Until I get judged about it.
So what do you guys see as the inspirations for Star Wars and stuff like that? Because I know the list.
Political.
There's
Space.
so much.
So much political.
Space.
Right. There's historical. There's definitely
movies?
like historical influences, but also there's a lot of science fiction, a lot of old science fiction.
Flash
Like
Gordon.
the inspiration for Han Solo can like very clearly be seen like Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon. It has that like space gunslinger kind of feel to it, but like it's also got like classical elements of like Arthurian mythology. They just kind of woven into it. It's a traditional hero's story or hero's journey,
Mhm.
kind of layered in there. But you can also tell that George Lucas was reading reading everything.
He was his primary book that he was reading was The Hero with a Thousand Faces by Joseph Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
And which basically just breaks down that if you go into every civilization, there's always a story and there's always a structure for the hero's journey.
Yep.
Is basically the thing that said the hero's journey is the hero's journey.
Yep.
And then so he did that when Joseph Campbell, who had never seen a movie before because he figured that all that art was dead, watched Star Wars. He said this is modern art, and George Lucas is like, "Oh, my hero."
He had never seen a movie before.
He art had died in the Renaissance to this guy that wrote this book, and then when he saw Star Wars,
He seems fun.
yeah, well, he's dead now, so probably not a whole lot of fun. But yeah, he saw Star Wars at Skywalker Ranch, and he's like, "This is art. This is awesome." And kind
Well,
of
yeah, because he plagiarized his book, right?
more or less, yeah. Well, he followed
joking.
he followed the hero's journey.
Right.
Has anyone watched like Seven Samurai or anything like that?
What is
No.
that?
No.
So that's Kurosawa. It's older Japanese black and white
Yeah.
Basically, like, if you watch any, did you watch the Magnificent Seven?
Magnificent Seven? No.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is inspired by the Seven Samurai. It's a Western
Okay.
version of that.
I see. I low-key like westerns.
I love Westerns.
Oh,
See,
you know
see,
what you like
you
then?
love
would like
Westerns,
that
but
one.
you don't want to watch Mando.
I
Then
was
I'm
gonna
like,
say.
I know. No.
Literally,
Legitimately-
Western.
Yeah,
Whole
but
thing.
legitimately, that's what made me interested in it, was when you said it was like a space cowboy. I was like, whoa. But again, I mean, I'll revisit it. I just haven't. Okay. There's been a lot of YouTube drama. I've had to really stick to my guns and research that for my own purpose.
If you want to get into another genre of YouTube drama, there's always Star Wars YouTube drama. That's always cancer.
That's true, but that shit just pisses me off.
It's just cancer.
Like, I feel like that is one of the worst fan bases to be a part of.
It's the worst / the best, but it's the worst. Like, going to Celebration, best thing in the world. Being a Star Wars fan online, the worst thing in the world. You say anything about anything, and you're like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah, do you hear me speaking now? I know no one's gonna listen to this, but I'm still a little scared.
Don't worry, we got 4 views. It'll be great. And they're all in
Oh,
this.
really? Yeah, is it all 4 people here?
I mean, the first episode got like 26 or something like that. So
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
I didn't listen to any of them.
And why was 10 of those you?
Yeah.
On 10 different IP addresses.
I was just excited to have a podcast, so I was listening to it over and over again.
Yikes.
I mean,
Just kidding.
That's fucking
Adrian, what do you think is going to be going on behind the scenes with filming and all these shows that are happening? How do you see
Dude, they
that?
better get their shit together. Based on because Star Wars as a whole, we've seen 9 movies, and each trilogy, I would say, it feels different every single time. Especially the last one. The last one, oh, yikes. I mean, they were fun movies, but I think personally they were just kind of terribly done because you had a different director for each one. Obviously, I think we touched that in other podcasts. But I with the way that they seem like the direction they're taking Star Wars, it seems like they understand their flaws, and it looks like they will fix it. Especially like keeping the rhythm is probably the main thing they need to focus on now.
Yeah.
so what is the general consensus on the last 3 movies? Like, because I really, really, really like the first one
Oh,
of the last 3.
Yeah,
I dislike that one the most.
yeah, I think I
Really?
dislike that one.
I hated the second one the most, I think.
See,
Personally, like the first one was just it was just a retold story. Like
Yeah.
the Death Star, the whole Death Star blowing up, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like almost back to back, I would say. I don't know if I can remember the Death Star movie one, but it just felt so like I didn't get anything new. And that was the thing with Disney in that one. They were coming back from a long period of not having Star Wars, and they played it safe.
Yeah.
And, like, you didn't have to do that.
I
You're
like
Star
that.
Wars.
It
Yeah, they
almost
could have
felt-
taken the risk and done well.
Yeah, it almost felt like they were trying to do a reworking of the original series
It's a soft reboot.
for a new generation. Yeah, and it was just like it was too obvious, and it just to not. I love the second one for not for the story, but rather for the artistic direction of the film. I felt like it was the most beautiful out of all 3 of them. I legitimately got excited for all 3 because it was, whether I liked it or whether I hated it, it didn't it was still telling a story that I was invested in. So
Is that
but
the
I feel
one
like
that
with
Mark
the-
Hamill drinks from the titties?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's my favorite part.
Oh God.
For me, it's like the first one was like it was the same old, same old. I was just excited to watch Star Wars again. Second one, or Last Jedi, I'm mixed. Like there's parts of it I love, like what Shawn says with the artistic stuff, like the Holdo maneuver and even what they do with like in universe with this with Star Wars and like the Force and everything, I love that. Just Canto Bite drives me nuts.
Mhm.
And then Rise of Skywalker was so weird that I was fine with it. It was a really weird movie.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
But overall, like all three of them, I
Individual movies are great. As a trilogy, they're
yeah,
not the best.
Yes.
as a trilogy is not, but like watching it visually and just seeing the type of shots they had and then in action, like it was fun. It's just story wise, just I don't know, I didn't get it.
It felt
So
like so with the original three, talking about 4, 5, and 6, like it felt like the story naturally progressed, like
Yes.
naturally followed. And then with the prequels, same thing. Like you could tell it was a little different between 1 and then 2 and 3, but you still had a pretty consistent story that kind of explained what was going on and gave more context to the world of Star Wars, which is what we all kind of craved at that point in time. Since then, we've had a lot more come out. We've had Clone Wars. We've had all these other things come out that really gave us
Context.
more of a more context, more of a picture of what was going on in the universe, in this universe. So it felt like the next three should kind of also do the same thing, as in they need to follow the original story, give us something that was kind of like, gave us a running thread that we could kind of follow that kind of tied everything together. And what it unfortunately felt like is each movie felt disconnected, like we were missing pieces of the story, and like
Yeah.
relationships changed, or somebody's, somebody got funnier for some reason, and we're like, why? This is what? Yeah,
Oh
this
my
is
god,
not these
yes.
characters. Like, there's just there was like little pieces woven into each one that just felt completely disconnected. And there's whole chunks of those movies that I just don't even remember because they didn't fit. Like, I went back and rewatched them, and I was like, I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot about this too. Like, how am I forgetting about this? It's because it's just so inconsequential. That's like, yeah, the story's just it wasn't well done.
I think what Disney's done really well since they've taken over is provide context to a bunch of stories. However,
Yeah.
when it's down to creating new open worlds, until the High Republic, is I'm totally
We'll
new
see.
and cool, but
Mhm.
shows and movies, the ones that provide context to the other movies, have been the best ones.
Yes.
Um,
Agreed.
like Solo and Rogue One, legitimately, it's
Yep.
my favorite out of the Disney era.
Yep.
The end of Clone Wars, I wouldn't necessarily count that, but Rebels, Mando,
Yep.
just provides so much more context to the world that it's great. And all the books that have come out, it's seriously the best books that have all been introduced, but I'm the only one that's read them all right now.
What's the
Yeah.
gap between episode 6 and episode 1 when they came out?
It's like 30 years. Like,
Really?
episode 6 came out in 85, I want to say, I believe. Or is it 83? It may have been 83. Yeah, it was 83 because
83. Yeah, it's 2 years before I was born.
and then episode 1 came out in 99.
Dude,
Yep.
Star Wars is old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say like this is personal view, but it's like the time gap between 6 and 1 and then 3 and 7, like there such a time gaps that they were there, like it made movies were completely different between 6 and 1, and then movies changed dramatically again between 3 and 7. So the way that each three trilogies were filmed are completely different. So you kind of get like, oh, you think Star Wars is going to be one way, but then it's going to change because of like film wise. And that's a consistency where I think it's going to stop now because of how so many people are liking Star Wars now that we're going to
Maybe.
see the.
Because I definitely think we'll get a 10, 11, 12, but I don't think we're going to get it in like 20 years from now.
I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, well, we may not get it for a long time now, but we're gonna get other Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like,
I mean,
we'll
right
see
now,
the film change go with it.
right now we got Patty Jenkins doing Rogue Squadron. We got Taika Waititi's movie, and then we got Rian Johnson's trilogy. That's what we got right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
so excited for Taika Waititi.
tying all this kind of back to like influence and stuff like that. You see this with like every major story like the Arthurian legends, they've been retold several different times. Like the French ones are the ones that we're probably the most familiar with, but there've been retellings of it in basically every European culture. Like they've all retold them in some way, shape, or form, where it sticks to, or it's definitely a retelling of the Arthurian myths, not just like another hero story that can be tied to the Arthurian myths. So in a way, this is kind of the same thing, and you're gonna love some of it, you're gonna hate some of it. Like I honestly, there's some more modern retellings of the Arthurian myth from like the last century that I love more than I do the originals. And each one comes with its own kind of agenda and its own thing that it's trying to do. Some of them are good, some of them are terrible. Some of them are just taste. Like some people like this version better than this version for whatever reason. So we're probably going to see a lot of that with Star Wars. I think sticking with one-off stories told within the universe. And I said by one-off, I mean like kind of encapsulated. Like you have Mandalorian, which happens at a specific time within the series. We're kind of anchoring everything to the original 9 movies. But like it is its own story that happens with like people from other parts of the universe that we know kind of coming into it. Rogue One, same thing. I think the more of those that we see, the more interesting the universe will get, and the more accepting we'll be of like maybe a different voice or a different flavor to how it's told, a different take on the universe. But I mean, that's kind of the nature of a good story. When there's a good core story that people love and they start to build a universe around it, it's going to be different depending on who's building that portion of the universe. So yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just people got to realize that it's okay not to like something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, don't go bonkers and attack people's families because you didn't like a movie.
Well, it's funny you
Seriously.
say that because I was just sitting here thinking like of all the actors that's happened to, and I was thinking of like who would I choose to do that to? And I would probably like no lie.
Online
I was
bully?
sitting here thinking about like how funny would it be if like the internet tried to cancel R2D2. I just thought that would be the funniest shit.
How? Why?
I don't know.
Because his blue
But just make whoever
is like
plays R2D2.
the robot. He's a robot now. And the guy that played him in the suit is dead.
Are you
Wow, Brett.
what?
Talking about
I
that
don't
guy.
care.
Yeah.
Good. Good riddance.
Apparently he was a piece of shit, though.
Oh, not see? Why didn't we? Hello,
Damn.
I was onto something.
Allegedly.
But wasn't that oh my god, Jar Jar, wasn't that actor
Ahmed Best. Yeah, he almost killed himself.
Yeah, that's horrible. And then like didn't the Hayden guy, Hayden Panettiere, I know
Yeah,
that's
no,
his
Hayden
name,
Christensen.
but he like went to a farm to like
Yeah,
get
so
away
he
from
lives
the
now.
internet.
he
lives
quit
now.
acting and he opened up a farm, and then he's just going back to Star Wars now. And then Jake Lloyd just got like addicted to like all the drugs and got
Jake
arrested.
Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd
Who's
was
Jake Lloyd?
he was Anakin in Episode 1. He was little Annie.
Oh my god, they bullied him too?
Yeah, but he was
Yeah,
also a
big time.
child, so people
So
in his
much.
school bullied him.
Yeah.
Oh
for
my
being-
god. Well, that's gonna happen, unfortunately. They're gonna clown on him for being in a movie. Was it because they hated the movie?
I think people liked hating on the movie more than anything
Oh, okay.
because it was the popular
That's
thing to
fucked
do.
up.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened to Kelly Marie Tran and less so Daisy Ridley, but I mean they were mostly attacked because they're women
Yeah.
and one's Asian.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Jake Lloyd's performance. I didn't think he was
I
a great
mean,
actor.
I thought
But
it was fine.
I loved that he was passionate about Star Wars. Like he loved Star Wars.
He hates it now.
So like, yeah, hates it now, which is unfortunate. But like, that's the whole reason why he was there was because he loved Star Wars. And yeah, when I found that out, it made me like him a little bit more. But
Well, that's the
I was
same
not a
with
huge
John
fan.
Boyega. He loved Star Wars
Yeah.
before that. Now
But he's
like,
a great actor.
he's a great actor. But
But
he
that
also
Hayden
got,
dude wasn't. He wasn't a good actor.
he's been in some good stuff. There was some direction issues going on with the prequels, I think. What movie was he in? That was I actually really enjoyed him in Looper for whatever reason.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, yeah.
He was the main character in Looper.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
The one
Yeah.
with JGL?
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, sorry, not Looper. Jumper. Sorry.
Jumper.
Jumper,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
I
did
see.
watch Jumper. I did watch
Yeah.
Jumper when I was
Jumper
a kid.
was good. Jumper was one of those movies I was like, went into watch it in theaters, didn't expect to like it, ended up really liking it and going, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that because I had a crush on the oldest son in The Pacifier, the one with Vin Diesel, and he plays the younger guy in that. The younger version of that guy in Jumper. I think. That's how I'm remembering it.
He hasn't been in a lot. What was the movie I'm thinking of? He was in a movie called Outcast with Nicolas Cage. That sounds like a ride. Higher Ground. Anyway, he's going to be in Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan show, coming back as Vader. So we'll
That would be good.
and Ian McGregor, obviously. I mean, he didn't get bullied. He's like the saving grace of the prequels.
Yeah. He's the one everybody loves.
Brittany, what would be a director that you would want to see? We ask this to everybody who comes in because it's quite frankly pretty interesting. What director would you like to see do Star Wars?
Can you imagine if like Ari Aster did it? Dude, I don't know. I don't really watch science fiction movies, so
I mean, that's the beauty of Star Wars. It could be any genre.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino.
Ooh.
So they can say the N-word.
It's a joke,
by the way.
It's
a
a
joke.
show a lot of feet.
But I feel like it would go a little bit more Western if it was Tarantino. I would
Yeah.
be kind of there for that.
Britt, I'm curious if there was any part of Star Wars that you thought would fit really, really well, what would you like to see as like a Star Wars horror movie? So let's say that like there's a director who's really like, I really want to do like a kind of a horror take, kind of like that failed X-Men movie that just crashed and burned, but it was like supposed to be
In
like the
production
first
hell
like
for like 5
horror.
years.
Yeah, exactly. Like horror movie X-Men kind of thing. Like if they were to do that to Star Wars, how would you imagine that?
Oh my god, I need more time. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe we'll revisit that in a future episode.
Yeah. I would have to become more familiar with Star Wars, I'm gonna be honest with you.
But maybe would you know an answer for like director wise?
Okay, I'll switch the question a little bit. What director would have to come in that you would get interested in watching Star Wars more?
Oh, I'm not super driven by
director?
a lot of directors. Like I'll go
Or
and
actor
see
or any what person?
Harry Styles. I will fucking watch
There
the
you go,
shit out of
okay.
it, up and down, back and forth, rewatch over and over and over again.
No more Jake Gyllenhaal?
What about Skarsgård?
Harry Styles is everything. Oh my god, Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, him too. He would be great in anything. I don't care.
I would love to see him in Star Wars.
He would.
I will say,
Yeah, he'd kill it.
Britt, so I know what I would do for a horror movie, and it would involve the Night Sisters.
I don't know what that is.
It's okay, you don't have to know who that is. Most people probably don't know who that is. But if you do any research on this for a future episode, look up the Night Sisters.
You might like the Night
Definitely.
Sisters, actually.
Yeah.
I think
I
you.
love
Is
the
there
Night Sisters.
content on them or?
Yeah. Well, mostly game content, but there's also some.
There's Clone Wars.
Yeah, there's Clone Wars, and there's also oh god, what was the book that covered it?
Dark Disciple.
Yes, I think so.
Because there's Dark Disciple, which is like the end of Asajj Ventress.
Mhm.
His story. There's a bunch in Clone Wars. There's a short story in the Clone Wars anthology book, and then there's the game, obviously Fallen Order. I think it's all the Night Sister content.
Yeah.
So Charlie's Angels, but darker.
Oh
Ye-
God, that would be so cool.
I
I
see
would
a
watch
picture of
that.
it.
I would watch that.
So okay. So would Quentin Tarantino be directing it?
Maybe. I don't know if I'd want to direct that one.
No, because he just, you know,
Who would I want to direct that?
No,
I
I
thought
want
we were
I want
combining
I
the
want
two.
No.
Tarantino. I want Tarantino to direct a Wookiee that escaped slavery, Django
Oh,
Unchained
that would be
style,
yes, that would be cool.
fighting up against
Wait.
some Trandoshans kind of thing.
Did you say who escapes?
A Wookiee just escapes
Oh,
slavery,
that'd be
Django
cool.
Unchained style.
That'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
Like literally all the main
All of his lines.
all of his lines
just gonna be nonsense,
Yeah.
but like cool because he has a cowboy hat.
A Wookiee with a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
I kind of want to see if there's a picture of this.
he has like a southern accent.
Ooh. Like I don't know how they do
Yeah, I guess something like
because they
that.
don't speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say,
But they would just have a long southern draw.
Ooh. I don't
yeah.
know.
I feel like after thinking about like the Wookiees in general, like we've gotten more Wookiee content in the last few years that really has made me excited. I would love to see an entire like I don't want to call it like a murder mystery, but kind of a murder mystery story, like a mini series where the main character you don't really, or not the main character, but the main
Cast.
narrator is
Oh my god.
narrating the story, and it all sounds like you're being told this over like a ship's intercom or something like that. And then it's revealed at the end that it's just a Wookiee using a translation, like advanced translation, because I don't think they even technically have translation for Wookiees. I don't think they have it in any of the. I might be
I
wrong
don't
on
think
this. I'm
they
probably
haven't.
wrong on this.
I mean, I would stand to reason that they do, but they just haven't really needed to because everybody likes the sound
Yeah.
of a Wookiee.
Yeah, but like coming to that realization at the end of the miniseries that the entire story was told by a Wookiee, and like revealing slowly that this whole thing is like from a Wookiee's perspective, would be fascinating because I feel like Wookiees are severely underplayed. It's just like,
Brute.
originally it was like the sidekick, and then it was like, oh look, the sidekick's planet with all the sidekicks' family, and then it was like, oh look, this is the race that the sidekick comes from. Like that's kind of how you've gotten a lot of Wookiee content. And I really want like a Wookiee-driven story.
Hashtag justice for Wookiees.
Exactly. Watch me become Hermione Granger with like my justice for Wookiees.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about Harry Potter.
Wrong podcast. Quick, Brittany,
There's a Harry Potter podcast?
I say, yeah, you need to start a Harry Potter podcast.
It's
Where we
called
discuss all things Harry
Voldemort's
Potter.
throne room.
There you go.
That sucks. That's garbage.
Voldy's moldy throne room.
No.
Voldy's moldy doldy. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think they could do like wizard battles with like Night Sister magic and stuff like that?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. There's, if anything, like the expanded universe we've gotten just around the Force and Force users really lends itself to like understanding like different ways in which the Force manifests. And no spoilers, but like with the Light of the Jedi, whoa, there's some very cool, like that's probably the one thing that I got out of that book that we're not discussing it this episode, I know, but like that was one thing that I got out of that book was like there are a lot of different ways that the Force is interpreted by the people who are Force sensitive, but also in how it's manifested.
Yeah,
Like they are really letting that blossom, and I'm excited to see what that does.
I love Avar Chris's way of
Yes.
looking at the Force. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry Potter is a Jedi, is what you're saying.
Could be.
Or Force user. So back to the Night Sisters. They're witches. That's literally what they are. They have zombies. They can raise the dead, and they.
Oh, why wouldn't they make a movie about that? That's way cooler.
Yeah,
Honestly,
exactly.
some of the best stuff in Clone Wars is Night Sister stuff. It's
I
awesome.
don't think I've gotten there yet in Clone Wars.
There's a whole like arc where the droid army attacks the Night Sister village, and it's basically droids against zombies. It's awesome.
Yo.
and it's just Grievous slaying Night Sisters.
Yeah.
And then you find out that Darth Maul is actually Mother Tal's. Anyway,
Yep.
it's really cool. Honestly, Brittany, I think you would really enjoy the Night Sister content.
Mm-hmm.
What was I going to say?
Okay.
I have WandaVision on the mind, so I'm thinking like stuff that they could do with not necessarily like magic force users in Star Wars, in movies, in shows.
Yeah. But even just having someone who like experiences the Force differently than what we've traditionally seen in most of the movies or in the series, like focusing the entire story around their process of like understanding the Force and how they use the Force and the pull between the dark side and the light side.
I feel like that's what
And
Taika
maybe
Waititi
they're
is going to be.
not, yeah, maybe
'Cause
they're
he's
not
like
like fully light side or dark side. Maybe they're middle of the road kind of Force users.
the one
Like,
in the middle, the bendy.
yeah, maybe they turn this into Destiny, where suddenly you're using darkness powers and traveler lightness powers.
Did you just turn this into being about Destiny?
I just turned it into a Destiny.
Welcome,
podcast.
traveler.
Fucking in the
Yeah.
podcast now.
Welcome,
in
traveler.
Yep. Like having them actually do something like that would be pretty cool. I mean, we've kind of already explored that a little bit with oh my gosh, Vader's Apprentice, that game series.
Oh, Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Yep.
Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
They talk
Kind of.
about
Kind of.
since the new canon, it's kind of they were like, no, the dark side's bad. But
Yeah.
they in one of the second book for High Republic, one of the Jedi talk like internal monologue is like, dark side isn't necessarily bad. It's a part of the Force,
Mhm.
but it's just something you just got to be aware of.
Right.
But it's not.
Right.
It's just part of the Force. And how can the Force all be? If the dark side is part of the Force, how can the Force be bad? Or
Right. Yep. Yeah, there's some interesting questions there. And I think we'll probably see more of this type of story, like a story like this where someone explores their questions around the light side and the dark side and use of both, and like picking and choosing from different pieces of it. Like, why is Yoda able to like redirect force lightning? Like lightning was traditionally always a dark side power. If it's dark side power, then why is Yoda familiar enough with it that he can collect and redirect and like all that kind of stuff? Like,
well, I mean, the
He's
question
a
is,
firebender.
yeah,
yeah,
the question is like, what about if like is a mind trick a dark side power? If you think
exactly. Yeah. I think it is, honestly. That was something that I got out of Light of the Jedi, was like, oh, never really thought about that, but maybe the mind touch is a dark side power that the Jedi have just conveniently decided is a quote unquote light side power that they're okay to use whenever they need to.
Well, and I think at the end of the day, it's like, is it the power that's is bad, or is it how you use it?
Exactly.
So like you
I
can
think
use
a story exploring that is
you
what
can
we
use lightning, I
Mhm.
think, but if you're using it, say, in defense of someone, maybe it's not bad.
Mhm.
Or even
or as a means of self-defense.
Yep. Brittany, your thoughts?
Oh, I have a very serious question, and
Go for
I want everyone to answer honestly.
Okay.
Were any of you ever part of those people that said, "Come to the dark side, we have cookies"?
No.
Yes.
What?
I knew Shawn would be. I knew it.
Although, no. Let me just give you some
I
context
knew
to
it.
this, because
You fit the age range.
Yep. So I am 99% sure that came from me. So
Shut
Okay.
the fuck
No,
Okay.
up.
I'm dead serious. I
Okay.
am dead serious. It did not exist as far as I've been able to tell, because this didn't even start until after me and my college buddies started using it, and then we started using it online, and then suddenly it was everywhere. So I'm 99% sure that originated with us, specifically with me, because
No.
we went, because here's the other thing too. It evolved over time, and it evolved as it evolved with us. So it was originally welcome to the dark side, we have cookies. Then it was welcome to the dark side, we have cookies and kinky salsa. And that's such a bizarre combination of words. But dark side and kinky salsa has now been used all over the place. Like, I've seen it everywhere. And I don't know why. I don't know how everybody got it, aside from the fact that somebody must have picked it up somewhere from something that we posted online, and then it just spread. But yes, I feel
Okay.
like I have a very important role somewhere in the middle of that come to the dark side. We have
I
cookies.
think you have a wild false memory. That's what I think.
Possibly. Although I can probably go and pull up all of my internet history showing where I've posted it online. In the
But
past.
how do you see the first time someone posted that dumbass meme?
That's the thing. You have to you have to be really good with like internet logs and be able to research the
I want a
terms and how many times
documentary
it's
made on
mentioned.
it. That'd be a
Right?
weird ass
Right? Be a
documentary.
weird doc. Yeah. 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 Yes. Weird that you bring that up because I haven't thought about that for years.
See, I always thought that was cringe, so I never was like, eh.
Oh. Look who you're talking to. I was incredibly cringe. I went to a
So you were older.
I went to a culty college where we didn't have any real exposure to the outside world outside of limited internet access. So yes, we were incredibly cringe.
Also, just older people on the internet just don't keep up with
Kardashians.
internet. You know what? I don't, and I found out that I can't even name all of them.
I don't think I could either.
Kim.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Good job. Very fucking.
Kylie.
Last name?
Kardashian.
West.
It's not Kylie Kardashian.
Oh, West, not anymore.
Kardashian and West, it's both.
Well, not anymore. They're getting divorced, so.
I still thought that Courtney was married to like Scott Disick. I had no idea. That's okay.
They were in Star Wars? Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think
they were my favorite part of Star Wars.
Do you think we'll come to a time where we'll get a Star Wars reality show, like
Stop.
in the vein of the Kardashians?
What would that be? What would that
Just
be
as a
like?
joke?
I guess, yeah.
How would that be? Like,
I don't know, like a.
No one cares about Star Wars that much for that.
I don't know, dude. I think.
No.
if it's reality TV, I'll watch it. But like, it sounds like what you're doing is like, how could it be anything other than a skit? Like, I know reality TV is fake, but I feel like if it's Star Wars, no one is in Star Wars. Like
I want a Storage Wars of Star Wars. That would be.
I didn't even watch that, so I don't know.
I
just know that I think that's the meme where the guy throws a chair at that guy.
Yeah.
And they're screaming.
Or Ice Road, or what was it? All those gold shows about Star Wars. Just do it like Coaxium or whatever.
What? I don't
I'm
even know
lost.
Do you not like the history channel does all these shows?
Are you talking about like Ice Road Truckers?
Yeah, those
like
that genre.
My dad was obsessed with that.
There's all these shows like gold mining and like offshore gold.
Like people who like
so
fish.
Yeah, what is it? Deadliest Catch.
Yeah.
I think we'll come to a time where we're gonna.
Those are dad shows.
Oh, 100%.
Do you think Star Wars is gonna do their own version of like Deadliest Catch?
I feel like we've.
But like, what would that look like? What do you
don't
mean?
know. I mean, listen, WandaVision is still on my mind, and how weird that was.
They could stop this.
Oh, I loved that concept.
That if they said they were gonna do it. What's that?
Let's talk about WandaVision.
WandaVision is very good.
I'm just kidding. I was joking. We can go back to Star Wars. I'm sorry.
No,
I knew this would happen.
It's only a Star Wars podcast. You clearly haven't listened to any of the episodes because they all go like this, where it's like,
oh no, I definitely have not.
All right, well, we're actually almost at an hour here, so.
But I think we can go another hour.
All right, another hour it is. So.
What's the other podcast? It goes for like
Amateur Hour. Yeah.
Amateur Hour. Yeah. No.
Yeah. If you happen to be listening to this, please check out Amateur Hour.
We're not hammered enough for that.
This is where we find people on the internet.
Yeah.
Brittany, where can we find you on the internet?
Don't find me.
Don't be a Star Wars fan and find Brittany.
Yeah, literally. I'm so scared.
You'll be fine once Cuck adds you on Twitter to this episode.
Oh, add me on Twitter. That's fine.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
And because then we'll be like, there's a female on this podcast, not my Star Wars.
Yeah, and she talks shit about us.
Yeah. Toxic. I mean, Star Wars fans are toxic. No one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Yeah, and I think they should all die.
No, don't kill me.
Yeah, die, Cuck. Get out of here.
Die.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's the end of this one. Thanks for joining, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!